Hello, and welcome everybody to tonight's fantastic dinosaur action. Stampede Dinos in Explorer. It's going to be a doozy. Hopefully I redeem myself a little bit from last night's painful showing. Sometimes it's going to be bad. It can't always be good, but Broken Wings tonight. Gonna see how that feels. Of course, it is a small sample size, but destroying target artifact or enchantment at instant speed, and potentially a creature with flying if we face off against a Traxa and whatnot. That's going to be good. Of course, pick your poison. Potentially could be a lot better. It only costs 1 green. Target opponent sacrifices an artifact or enchantment, or they sacrifice a creature with flying. But we can't target our own things, and that's really what I'm wanting to get at. Because I'm using the Torpor Orb, some of you guys might find that a little bit crazy and uncomfortable, potentially. But I don't have to worry about Amalia. I don't have to worry about Celestia Angels. And that's a good thing in my books. Even though they're not super common in Explorer, they might be a little bit more in Pioneer, on Magic the Gathering, online, but yeah, it might be a little bit shorter tonight. Gonna try and push myself really to write the script for the primer, figure out a title, potentially maybe even start to work on the thumbnail for the massive primer. 4 hours, 5 hours, I could see it ending up. And if you guys have any questions, leave a comment now or just in this video. If you're watching later on, if you're wondering how exactly does Sunken Citadel work, why am I not using this choice or that choice, or have I tried this, or what do I do in this situation, anything, doesn't matter. Chances are I may have faced it before. I've probably faced it before because this is the only thing I play. But Broken Wings, the thing that we bring in if we need to take out Torpor Orb. That's basically it. Leyline of Sanctity. Sadly, I think Mono Black Waste Knot is on the decline. Certainly feels like I've been facing a wider range of decks that aren't Mono Black Waste Knot. So very nice Leyline if you happen to be facing that deck. Just, start out with it in the main. Give yourself a bit of a fighting chance in game 1. But I imagine going into game 2 and game 3, if you can land this, you know what you're facing. But if you can land this, you basically blank that deck. It's the almost I win card against that one. And it is still pretty popular, pretty fantastic. So I'll just look to hopefully get some wins in game 1 every so often, and then bring this in game 2 and hose them like nothing else. But it's kind of nice now that Leyline has moved into the sideboard. It does free up some spots up in the main, and it was a little bit painful last night, as it sometimes is, when I barf a bunch of big creatures, as this deck can do with Ghalta, Stampede Tyrant. Everybody doesn't have haste. I might not have a Regisaur Alpha or a Palani's Hatcher out, giving every other dinosaur haste, and most of the creatures in this deck are a dinosaur. Even with 8, it's not part of the package, or the opponent is wise to our ways and they take out the single Palani or the single Regisaur. I've made this point many times before, but having more things that give everything haste is really quite nice indeed. So that's why I wanted to revisit Surrak and Goreclaw also, because it is a creature that costs 6, and quite a few times tonight actually, after I was done work, I wasn't able to play anything really on turn 4. I could make 6 green, but again, Castle Garenbrig, it's only 6 green. Part of that can't be red. You can't play Palani's Hatcher on turn 4, but sometimes you get to play Carnage Tyrant. So Carnage Tyrant as the only creature that costs 6 that could make use of Castle Garenbrig's ability, well, it's a little bit light on that potential. So we got the 3 Surrak and Goreclaw, the 1 Spinewoods Armadillo back in once again. 8 things in total that cost 6. We'll see how it goes. I might up it a little bit. Maybe trim Commune, bring in some more Spinewoods Armadillo. Try it without, see how it goes. Again, if I don't need the lands, at least I play a nice big creature, and it is a creature that's big enough that it does trigger Vaultborn Tyrant, which also I want to see as much as possible. There has been so many situations where, oh, if only I had a Vaultborn, that would be perfect. Perfect. Play it, block some creature with Death Touch, we get a copy just because of its ability. If it's not a token, we make a token, we gain more life, we draw a card, and we draw into that, hopefully, other land or the Ghalta Stampede Tyrant. We play this, and it does its thing, and then the opponent kills it, and we draw another card. So simply by playing this, we draw 2 cards, we gain 6 life, quite a few scenarios where that happens, and the opponent goes down 1 card. And to make that 7 mana, we could have tapped 4 lands, potentially. It's not unheard of to have 2 Sunken Citadels out, plus a Castle Garenbrig, those 3 lands, you make 6 green. Ooh, with its ability. Add in 1 other land and boom. 4 lands, 7 mana. That's a lot of value. Big time. But I say we jump right into it. I was thinking of the Hornet Queen actually. Starting out with that. Replacing Leyline of Sanctity. Just because, well, of course, Leyline of Sanctity kind of useless in a lot of matchups. But I just want to hose Mono Black Waste Not. I did want to hose Mono Black Waste Not. And just, yeah, tapered off, it seems. But Hornet Queen would be more useful in many more situations. I wouldn't have to feel so scared against possibly the Slick Shot show off. There is scenarios where the Hornet Queen can come down a little bit faster or at a crucial moment. We don't have to worry about the Slick Shot, but oftentimes it does have trample, so most of the damage would go through, even with a little flying Death Toucher. But at least it would only go through once. I like that. Yep. Okay. That is a pretty fantastic hand to start. 20 lands. You see 5 of them. We have all the mana we'll ever need. Archdruid's Charm is going to grab a Sunken Citadel. Hopefully I draw into it, or a Sylvan Scrying. Oh my goodness. Friends, this might finally be Azorius control. Oh my. It's been weeks. It's actually probably been 2 weeks since I faced that. Now the question becomes, I did get that Sylvan Scrying. Do I want to use it? You know what? We'll use it. We'll draw out a counter spell. Archdruid's Charm to grab Sunken Citadel. I imagine they would continue to hold up mana until I do something. So I might as well do that. They would have countered the Archdruid's Charm pretty much at any point. Now they have 1 less Dovin's Veto. Maybe they'll do something with their mana. Okay, that's pretty good. Decent. We'll go with Archdruid's Charm at the end of their turn, and then hopefully they're tapped out, and hopefully they don't have 2 Dovin's Vetoes. Yeah, that's going to be rough. Cross your fingers. We're going to get an Archdruid's Charm off. If they let this go off, it's going to be very problematic. That's how it goes. Get the counters. Oh, there's the Sunken Citadel. We're able to make 7. We could go Archdruid's Charm to grab Ghalta Stampede Tyrant to put it out. But again, we'll see if the opponent uses their mana. We've got Cavern of Souls, fortunately. Even though there is only 2 copies in the deck, I think their goose is cooked. So let's make them spend it a bit. We do have to hope that they don't have an exile base sweeper. Vaultborn Tyrant wouldn't die, sadly. It just goes away, so it doesn't trigger its ability there. Okay, what you got? What you gonna do? A whole lot of nothing. Oh, Should probably grab a Tyrranax Rex. Yeah. Oh boy. Ooh. Dinosaur. Vaultborn Tyrant. See what they do with that. Sweet me. Do it. Oh, what you gonna play? Get Lost? That'd be good. Give me another 3 life and another card draw. If they have anything other than exile-based removal... Okay, Atwara. Good stuff. I like it. Okie dokie. Just keep playing Vaultborn. I would play Tyrranax Rex if I didn't have the Cavern of Souls. But I want to just... Well, I don't know. They're caught between a rock and a hard place. Okay. Just keep having Atwaras, I guess. Hopefully they don't. Might as well go with Sylvan Scrying. Perhaps draw out a counter spell. I don't need this land anyways, but I'll grab a second Cavern of Souls just to make sure things can't be countered. If they have a Field of Ruin, boom. Now they need 2. Oh shucks. Oh darn. Yeah, the Regisaur Alpha. They're mostly tapped out. They only have 1. I think they're dead. Oh boy. Really, I should have played that other Regisaur Alpha. With all the mana that Castle Garenbrig made, I'm not used to being able to play 2 Regisaur Alphas in a turn. I can't always make 2 red mana, but I did have 2 Cavern of Souls. So that could have been a possibility. No more lands. I don't need it. Don't do it. Just keep sweeping. This is the funny thing. They see the Tyrranax Rex, but they have to sweep. They know they'll die. Oh, man, it's beautiful. Now the question becomes... 6. Oh, look at this. I'm going to spend 3. I'm going to grab Ghalta, and I'm going to play Ghalta. How insane, absolutely insane is that? Dead. Done. Oh. Well, I got my bi-weekly single Azorius control match out of the way. Okay, now... I don't have to do anything differently. That is the fun thing. When you have Tyrranax Rex and Carnage Tyrant, you just keep it the same and you bash them. And hopefully, it is a very nice hand like it was that first game, but it's been a while. You can see why I love that matchup so much. Yeah, could be okay. Big uppity JDX. Yes, oh man. Yeah, I'll keep it. We got a good win. A little bit of a greedy keep. There is no Commune with Dinosaurs. There is no Sylvan Scrying. But I think it could work. I'm doing good. Hopefully you're doing good. Anybody else watching right now, later on, hopefully I draw a green source and hopefully Archdruid's Charm is not countered. That censor would have been... Well, it would have been nice to capitalize on the fact that they cycled 2 of them. If I could have had 3 mana, it would have been nice to get Archdruid's Charm down in that moment. Oh, Narset. They're tapped out. Very, very good. I like it. Well, I don't like that. Okay, well, get rid of a Vaultborn Tyrant. All is not lost. Yet. Nar Pest. She is a little bit of a pest. Drawing a lot of painful things. Dovin's Veto really... Oh my goodness, okay. Oh, I was about to say, if I drew a Castle Garenbrig, it might be all over. not abominations of a deck. It's all good. Hopefully they play Teferi at some point. But we have to draw out a counter spell. We have to hope they spend that mana at some point. It's going to be a little bit tricky. I could top deck a Sunken Citadel, and then their chances might have just sunken. We'll get rid of Carnage Tyrant. Potentially I could play it if I draw a land that enters untapped, but I really like the haste potential of Tyrranax Rex. A little bit better. Ooh, oh my goodness. Where's that Commune with Dinosaurs when you need it? Of course, I would imagine it's going to be countered by Dovin's Veto, maybe. They would let us draw lands, but I've won through... Oh, you can't do that. You can't do that. You better have a Spell Pierce, buddy. No, don't do that. Oops. Not good. Not good. Surprise. Phew. I saw the opening. Now we can start dumping stuff. Okay. Yeah, definitely. 100% JDX. I think this is the best thing at the moment. I tap 4 lands, I make 7, and we might be in heaven if you're watching. Can't counter that. Oh boy. Now they could exile it, get lost. They do have a total of 7. That's not a pretty sight. But if they chose to get lost, they would have to tap 6 in total. They can't go Otwara. That costs a total of 4, I think. Pretty sure. Huh? Eventually. March of... Are you serious? Look at that. March of Otherworldly Light, and they exiled 3 cards. 2 No More Lies. Good. Have less counter spells because I don't have a Cavern of Souls. Oh, you can't. They played Shark Typhoon. Oh my goodness. What is going on with this opponent? They're going to die. They're really going to die. Now the question becomes, now we're going to go with Commune. Ooh, Ghalta. I do like a Ghalta. But you know I like a Cavern of Souls a little bit better. I do have 8. I'm able to play Vaultborn Tyrant quite nicely. Let's draw some cards. You want to sweep? Well, eventually we'll... I forgot about Narset's passive. Everybody forgets about Narset's passive. You can't draw multiple cards in a turn, but okay, now we'll try to take it out. We'll hope they don't have Settle the Wreckage. We're about to find out, sadly. I'll send both towards it. I'll really draw out that Settle if it's... okay, Wandering Emperor, not so bad. Damage will continue through towards Narset. They can't... well, they could target. Okay, that's fine. Tap out. But now Narset is gone. That's what I'm getting at. Because the Vaultborn has Trample, now we can actually start to draw cards and whatnot. We'll get them. One of these days. Hopefully they don't play Teferi, though. That pesky shark. I'm just glad they don't have Field of Ruin or Demolition Field to take out that lonely Cavern of Souls. Now what would be the scariest thing? I say we just play another Vaultborn, hopefully getting 2 triggers. 6 life, 2 cards. We'll see. Ether Gust. Oh, okay. Huh. Pretty good. Get that Ghalta Stampede Tyrant one of these days here. We'll find it. You know what? I'm going to pay the 2 life. I'm going to go with Sylvan Scrying, see if it draws out a counter spell or something. One less counter spell for the Archdruid's Charm. I don't think they're going to throw it to... Okay, good. Good, I like it. Get another Castle Garenbrig again. This is to prepare for a potential you-know-what. Dies. Okay. Get more cards in life. Fine by me. Oh, and we got Ghalta. Okay. I don't need that forest. Okay. Strap yourselves in. This is going to be good. Real good. Whew. Yeah. I could do that. Definitely. I don't know, I just feel like playing Sylvan just to draw stuff out. Maybe sticking... Well, it doesn't really matter at this point. We've got the Cavern, we have the counterspell protection. I just wanted to make them use the mana. Oh my. Oh, shucks. Oh, folks, look what they did. They swept us. This is the worst thing ever. How will we ever recover from this? Oh, man. I wish there was something that I could do next turn that would kill them. In one hit. Oh, who knows what I could do?
Ruthless aggression.
That's what I can do. Death. Absolute. Immediate. Okay, the monthly Azorius control matchup. Completely helpless.
Good Lord, what is happening in there?
What the hell did happen in there? My, oh my. I don't know. That's probably what the opponent is thinking. Okay, been a while, but you can see why I love that matchup so much. I gotta combine them. Yeah. I gotta sit down one night, maybe do a stream of figuring out clips that some of you guys suggest like that. Figuring out combinations, maybe pressing them live and working through it. But yeah, I think I did start to edit that clip, edit both of them together, but I just didn't get around to finishing it. I start to edit clips to use for my live streams, but sometimes it takes longer than usual. Okay. Azorius control twice in a row. I don't think that's going to go. I've expended all of my luck to face that particular opponent. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe Azorius control is starting to creep up in popularity. It's a very real possibility. But again, I'm just happy they didn't have Settle the Wreckage to use on us. That is never fun. Exiling all creatures that target player controls that are attacking. You don't usually want to exile your own creatures, but that is a possibility. Yeah, I like the looks of that. Hopefully it is not mono black waste not. But again, I don't have Leyline of Sanctity in to potentially mulligan 4. So I can more comfortably keep a hand and... Okay. This could be rough. Okay. I do like old school methods for sure, and just kind of combining it. I've always thought it's kind of like a conductor or a composer, that sort of thing. Putting the clips together, waiting for the right moment, and boom.
Unforgivable.
That wasn't the right moment. I just felt like using the clip right there. Unforgivable. Oh my, okay. Well, this is very interesting. The question becomes, I can go Castle Garenbrig this turn. I will have access to 3 green for Archdruid's Charm, which would grab and put a Sunken out, which would be better, for sure. respond to something the opponent does at instant speed, hopefully finding a window where we can cast Archdruids. That's the plan, at least. Now, there is counter spells that can be reduced in cost. There is one counter spell. If they tap an artifact or something like that, it reduces it by 1. I think it ends up costing 1 in a blue. I forget the name, but we'll find out if they have it. Hopefully that's not the case. Don't do it. Don't do it. The thing, but we'll see. Metallic Rebuke. That is what I was mentioning. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 3. It has improvise, so your artifacts can help to cast this spell. Well, they're definitely not. They're not going to be countering a whole lot else, because we're basically going to be killing them pretty much next turn. Vaultborn Tyrant, uncounterable. This opponent is, yeah.
Call an ambulance! Call an ambulance! But not for me!
I hope they have a bunch of counter spells in their hands. Huh. Is it artifacts? Something? I don't know. An interesting blue-red, red-blue artifact combination deck. I think we'll beat them up. Pretty good. Oh, they tickled me with a bit of damage there. Oh boy. Cavern of Souls, Dinosaur, Vaultborn Tyrant, dead. Next turn I'm able to make 8 with the other forest. Playing Ghalta, uncounterable. Draw a bunch of cards, gain a bunch of life. I don't know. What you gonna do? Nothing. I'm just happy that Cavern of Souls has shown up quite a bit, and it is just kind of interesting. Variance-wise, I often haven't been facing decks with counter spells, so having 2 back-to-back, it's nice. But maybe this is it in Soul Artifact? That tends to happen with the Spyglass Siren. In Soul Artifact, an enchantment for 1 in a blue. Well, it can enchant an artifact and it makes it a creature with base power 5/5. Very nasty. Okay. Interesting. What are you going to send 3 damage towards? Oh. Okay. Now, the question becomes, do I like Hornet Queen? Do I like Broken Wings? Instant speed to destroy an artifact? I don't know. I like the Hornet Queen because this deck has a little bit of potential for flying creatures. Chances are the creatures that this deck is going to employ, they don't have trample, so we don't have to worry about a bunch of damage coming through with that small insect. Torpor Orb. No, that's not going to be useful. No. Right. Surrak and Goreclaw. Trim that. Spinewoods Armadillo. Also trim that. Which is quite interesting. You see how easily I got the job done against that Azorius control opponent, and then against this opponent. Surrak and Goreclaw and Spinewoods Armadillo. Those 4 cards were completely... well, we didn't see them whatsoever. So it begs the question, should they be in? Of course, you'll have some cards that are useful when you see them, and just statistically speaking, there will be stretches of games and matches where you don't see them and you still win. And then it begs the question, should I have them in? Could I be potentially a little bit greedy and switch them out for something else? But the answer might be no. You want to keep them in. Even though you won, they will be useful continually for whatever reason they're in for, to help against a specific matchup. And maybe those wins that you got without those cards, the opponent was a little bit mana screwed. They didn't get their nut draw, so we got a better chance to set up. He didn't really need the support of Surrak and Goreclaw, the haste. Possibly you have a Regisaur Alpha and a Palani's Hatcher. I certainly had quite a few of those in the previous match. And then it is a little bit redundant, but still. A 9th, a 10th thing. A little bit more haste, a sprinkling past those. And I think, well, that's certainly a keep in my books. 2 Sunken Citadels, 100%. Just the fact that I have another forest, 2 is good. But if I only had 1 forest, we have the 3 sources of green. We're going to go with Archdruids, and then we find Castle Garenbrig, and we get to play Tyrranax Rex on turn 4. Once again. Whew. Love it. Love it. But I think the opponent has maybe went AFK. Huh. That's,
Dang!
Ouch. Oh, okay. It seems they are there. Interesting. They're wondering, what the heck can I do against this? But we're going to prioritize Cavern of Souls, as we saw the artifact-themed counter spell. It's going to be in, and maybe more is going to be in. Although perhaps I have scared away their counter spells just seeing the Cavern of Souls. No, maybe they are AFK. I think the timer ran down completely, so yeah, perhaps that is the case. Huh. Well, you never know. It's been a little bit since I've had a thorough bashing of an opponent where they unfortunately didn't come back for game 2. Happened actually twice, I think, in one night, a couple nights ago. That was certainly pretty satisfying. Oh, they're there. They're alive. Oh, so it could have been a glitch. There was an update on Arena. Things could have got lost in translation, something like that, and the opponent tried to reconnect. Potentially. And then somehow they reconnected a little bit too slow and their turn had skipped. I don't know. Hard to say, but real life could have happened as well. A kid could have woken up. They could have needed to take care of any number of things that drew them away for, well, just long enough that the timer ran down. Okay, Azorius control again. Let's do it. Twice in one night. Oh, that would be like Christmas. My, oh my. I should have made a fresh pot of coffee. I need more. Brolos. I imagine this could be maybe something pretty aggressive. They do have that Jaya avatar, a red mage, instants and sorceries and burning pain. It would be nice to face a more traditional, just straight up burn deck, not so much on the creature side of things, and then bringing in Leyline of Sanctity to give myself hexproof and shutting off a big portion of mono red burn. But look at that hand. Wow, I love it. We're looking at 6 mana if the opponent doesn't have a counter spell or the very painful Thoughtseize. Mono black waste not. But again, I bet it's something red. That's going to be my guess at least. Sunken turn 1, Castle turn 2. We can't go Sylvan Scrying, but well, we're going to search for the second Sunken on turn 3 and play it as our land for the turn. But another, maybe Izzet artifacts. Hopefully this is Izzet Phoenix. It's been, I don't know how long it's been since I've faced it. My oh my. Hopefully they play the Ledger Shredder or something. Use up their mana. Let me go with Sylvan. Okay. Well, we'll try for Sylvan Scrying. I imagine it's going to be countered, but we do have another one, fortunately. They have to counter it. 100%. Okay. Tap an untapped artifact. What is going on? We just faced Izzet artifacts, and now we're facing another Izzet artifacts. I don't know. Seems a little slightly fishy. It's interesting at the very least. Searching for green, I almost messed that up. I almost chose red. If I had chosen red, I could have made 6 green, but I want the 3 green still for Archdruid's Charm to grab the next land to make 7, possibly grabbing a Cavern of Souls, hopefully getting a Carnage Tyrant, but hopefully they spend some of their mana. Something has to happen at some point. Maybe somebody placed pretty popularly or pretty high, or a famous content creator made an Izzet artifacts 80% win rate. I played 10 games and I had an 80% win rate. This is the best deck in Explorer. And then the next video is 85% win rate. Rainbow Humans. I played 11 games and I won 85%. Oh yeah, good stuff. Question becomes, what are they wanting to do? Maybe they're wanting to spend 3 mana to play Fable or something like that. It's getting pretty bad. I would imagine they have a counter spell, so we're going to play Surrak and Goreclaw. See what it draws out. I want to continue to draw things out. Make them use what they have. I would have liked to go Vaultborn, but I pretty much figured they had something. Okay. Very, very interesting. I imagine if they had a counter spell, they would have stopped Surrak and Goreclaw. Now they're going to be digging for some sort of removal. Could be the Lightning Axe, but I don't imagine Lightning Axe is in here. It could take out Surrak and Goreclaw. It deals 5 damage for 1 red if they discard a card. But this is not Izzet Phoenix. Who knows what it is? Oh boy. Have to do something at some point. We'll get there. At the very least, they do have to spend some mana to deal with it. Just gotta wait for them to figure out how to do that. I'm pretty sure they'll use some mana this turn. And maybe it's going to be another Otwara Soaring City. I would imagine there's only a couple of those. Or they have Shark Typhoon? Interesting. I can almost play Ghalta Stampede Tyrant, which is quite nice indeed. I'm just going to play Vaultborn, hopefully drawing another land. Crossing my fingers. Okay, well, that wasn't another land. The opponent is almost dead. Oh boy, sweet me. We'll find out. Ooh, deadly. So that is very nice. Seeing the Surrak and Goreclaw putting in the work, allowing me to attack with the Vaultborn, and well, hopefully they don't have a whole lot of funny business. Kill Vaultborn, do it. Double up on removal. Okay, I like the looks of that. Okay. Pretty neat. Pretty dead. You know what? Let's put in 2 Regisaur Alphas. Oh yeah. Ooh. Submit 0.
It's a trap!
That was pretty cool. That's not the first time an opponent has used Indomitable creativity, traditionally used to destroy their own things and then cheat out something big. As a last last-ditch effort, they killed my stuff to maybe save them, but I got 2 Ghalta Stampede Tyrants. Get the job done. Oh, wow. Okay, we know what it is, but we don't know what the opponents could be cheating out. Where's Indomitable Creativity? With Indomitable Creativity, they search their library until an artifact or creature card is revealed, and then they exile that card, then they may cast it. It's a big creature. Usually there is only 1 hit when they do their thing, but now we did our thing and we killed them. But we have to be wary. We have to target whatever thing they target with their creativity. We got quite fortunate, I would imagine, eventually once we attack. But we do have some instant speed interaction to deal with this. And I might just bring in the Torpor Orb. For the most part, the creature that they cheat out, it's big, but it hasn't entered the battlefield effect, so Torpor Orb likely countering whatever big creature it is, it could be good. Countering its effect might be nice. We'll see. Eventually we'll see. Ooh, that's a lot. Okay. Do I want Torpor Orb or not? I kind of like Broken Wings. If this is a Traxa, Broken Wings could take her out. Well, that's pretty nice. Or we could destroy the artifact that Indomitable Creativity is targeting. That's a very real possibility. Yeah. I think oftentimes it is an artifact. An artifact token, it might be a treasure. But sometimes they do target... They target Mutavault. They pay 1 mana and they use the mana from Mutavault itself to make itself into a creature. So they do have a target. They might not have any treasures or clue tokens. The only way they can have a creature or something for Indomitable Creativity is that Mutavault. Do I like Hornet Queen? Yeah. Surrak and Goreclaw is something, but it doesn't exactly help against the potentially painful stuff that is going to happen. Bring in that Broken Wings. We'll bring in all the Broken Wings. Pretty broken. Trim Commune with Dinosaurs down to a single copy, and oh boy, I'm finally bringing in the Torpor Orb. We turn a Traxa into a whole lot of, well, a lot less painful. It's a big lifelink death touch creature, but they don't get a whole bunch of cards because it hasn't entered the battlefield effect. Torrential Gearhulk. This could be Torrential Gearhulk. Could also be Xenagos and the Worldspine Wurm. If they can destroy 2 of their own things, they get the 1 of Worldspine Wurm and the 1 of Xenagos. Xenagos giving the Worldspine Wurm +15/+15, and it has trample, and usually that is lethal right there. But sometimes I have built up just enough toughness, 12, 13 total toughness. I can tank the damage from the Worldspine Wurm and still survive, which is nuts. And then I kill him on the following turn. It's pretty good. Or potentially, if it is Xenagos, Archdruid's Charm, quite fantastically, could maybe exile Xenagos. Yeah, Xenagos is an enchantment god. Yeah, it is. Yeah, so we can exile it. Very, very nice. Okay, good. Yeah, Archdruid's Charm might come in pretty handy, especially if it is Torrential Gearhulk. Could be nice to exile it. We didn't see any Magma Opus. Also a possibility. Big spell that costs 8. They cheated out with the Torrential Gearhulk. When it enters the battlefield, they can cast an instant or sorcery for free. And Magma Opus, they tap 4 permanents, deal 4 damage to us. Usually they make a 4/4 elemental creature token, red and blue. And then the other one for it. And they draw 2 cards. Yes, they draw 2 cards. It's a long list of stuff, but I don't know. Whatever it is, it's going to be scary if it pops off. Kind of nice to have more Archdruid's Charms. Not so nice to see the Cavern of Souls. We do get to go Sylvan Scrying, but we still need 3 sources of green. Having only 2 Cavern of Souls, only 2 lands, that can't get me to... Well, that is kind of interesting. Back-to-back Archdruid's Charms. I mean, I'm pretty certain that what I try to do is going to get countered, but we'll give it a shot. Hope for the best. Okay. Very good. Very, very good indeed. Yeah. Castle Garenbrig. Get ready. I like it. Oh boy. Ooh. Fable could be rough. Making treasures and able to cast things pretty easily. And have more targets for that Indomitable creativity. Hopefully getting to a forest or something like that. But still, I love Cavern of Souls. We know there is the potential for counter spells, so that really could come in quite handy. It's not every day. It's not super common that I see the Cavern. Again, there is only 2. Sometimes it happens, but it's worth it, at least for me. For a while there, I was using 4 Cavern of Souls, but that was more during the time when Azorius control was quite popular. Lots of counter spells around. But I don't think I ever want to cut Cavern of Souls completely. I don't think that makes a whole lot of sense. Broken Wings potentially could be quite devastating. Targeting likely that clue. They may need the mana from that treasure to... Okay, that's alright. Hopefully they target one of those artifacts. But it does seem to be Xenagos and the World Spinewurm. They're really setting up for something big and painful. Target that clue. Do it. Do it. You know you wanna. At the very least, as long as they target one of their artifacts, we can slow it down a bit. Reflection, though, copying the World Spinewurm, if that is what they choose to grab. I'm pretty sure that is what they're going to grab. Reflection can then copy it next turn. Xenagos doesn't make a whole lot of sense between the 2. If I had to bet, that's what it's going to be. Grab the worm, copy it with the reflection, and we might be done for. We'll see. Do it. Do it. Target that clue. You know you wanna. They also could have protection. When they do it, they have a ton of treasure. Some cheap... Okay. Yes, target the clue. They looked at the clue. 3. Okay. Well, we'll let it happen. My, oh my, that tends to do the trick. All right, so just a bunch of big stuff. We'll take a look at those. Hullbreaker horror. I mean, that is a horror. It's one of the best creatures ever made, if you can get it down. It can't be countered. Flash whenever you cast a spell. Return a spell you don't control to its owner's hand. So, we could try to cast Carnage Tyrant. They would respond by casting a spell, and they would bounce the Carnage Tyrant back to our hand. While it's on the stack, it's not on the battlefield. They can counter the uncounterable. They make us waste mana. We basically have to cast multiple things a turn, but with 2 Hullbreaker horrors, I mean, we would have to cast at least 2 things, probably, and yeah, okay, we know what it is. Yeah. Okay, well, we try to pop off and go as fast as possible. Do I like the Torpor Orb? A little bit, yeah. No, not so much. I say we trim the Torpor Orb. We maintain the game plan as much as humanly possible. I like the Hornet Queen. You know? Hullbreaker Horror, if they get that. It doesn't have trample. If we can have stuck a Hornet Queen, we get to scare away the Hullbreaker Horror with the swarm of Death Touch creatures. That's going to pack a good punch. I'll trim the Spinewoods. I want to commune with Dinosaurs to increase the consistency early. We're going to need all the help we can get, especially with that nasty, nasty potential. Ooh. Gives me shivers. That's not going to work. Okay. I think that has a very reasonable possibility. Sunken and Castle Garenbrig to start. Even though we don't see a Sylvan Scrying or an Archdruid's Charm, we got Commune with Dinosaurs. That could potentially dig to grab a second Sunken. Then all of a sudden we're making 6. We're going with Carnage Tyrant and we're off to the races. Oh boy. Oh boy. Man, Hullbreaker Horror. This is scary stuff. It's all bad. All the creature hits that they could grab, I don't know. Usually it's over, especially when they get 3 things. Nasty. Yeah, Regisaur. I want to keep the Vaultborn, the bigger stuff. We have at least Palani's Hatcher. If I do my thing, I would imagine they may not have removal, instant speed removal to deal with Palani's Hatchers, so potentially I could be able to attack with everything in one go. Eventually. Draw a Sunken Citadel. Do it. Sylvan Scrying, Archdruid's Charm, any number of things would be quite fantastic. We'll go with Commune. If they have a Spell Pierce, I would have to pay an extra 2. Okay, okay. Playing the Castle Garenbrig, waiting for it to be untapped. Still wouldn't have saved that Commune with Dinosaurs anyways. Ooh, okay. That might just do it. Okay, Boseiju, very nice. We have to play it, absolutely. Phew. Don't have anything that destroys lands, but the fact that they got Fable nicely on turn 3 with the Goblin attacking to make a treasure and more lands, I bet bad things are about to happen. Especially if they cast the big score. Hopefully it doesn't happen, but you never know. At the very least, I have an extra 2 now. Don't have to worry so much about Spell Pierce. That's okay. Do they have 2? Oh, okay. A little bit awkward, a little bit rough that there wasn't a land in the top 5. That's how it goes. Can't get them all. I wasn't able to use the extra mana anyways. Kind of interesting that they played that Spell Pierce. At least Commune with Dinosaurs was able to pop off and dig to hopefully draw land, or a Sylvan Scrying, or an Archdruid's Charm. We did send 1 Sylvan Scrying to the bottom, but there is still all the 4 Archdruid's Charms, 3 other Sylvan Scryings above that 1 on the bottom. Oh boy. Here it goes. Get that concede button ready. The big turn. Hullbreaker Horrors? Huh? Okay. Hey. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. We're not beating that. No siree. Even with that Castle Garenbrig, it was going to enter tapped, but even if it didn't, and I could make 6, I'd play Carnage Tyrant, but then Reflection would copy the Hullbreakers, and we would just be beaten, completely beaten up with, 2 Hullbreaker horrors tends to do the trick. Sometimes only 1 does the trick. Hey, it does the trick, but it's not super common. Of course, there is ways I could combat that, possibly splashing for some counter spells or having more instant speed things that target that creativity targets. Whatever it is, something with a mana value that is small, some sort of spell. They target a token, a creature token, or an artifact token. Those have a mana value of 0, so something that cares about destroying or exiling a non-land permanent with mana value 2 or less could be a very real possibility. Instant speed. But again, they could target multiple things, so we only take out one thing, and if they've paid enough to do Indomitable creativity for 3, they're still going to get something big, something painful. Mono Black Waste Not, the nightly Mono Black Waste Not. Well, we'll see how it goes. That is still a very resilient hand, even in the face of this deck. Commune, Sylvan, Archdruid's Charm, it's a lot of good stuff. A good package that we should still be able to make work. The question becomes, what will they get rid of? Will it be Commune? Sylvan Scrying? I imagine they're going to go with Waste Not on turn 2, so we might have a window where we can go with Sylvan, but they might want to stop it. Okay, so get rid of the Vaultborn Tyrant, why don't you? I'm going to go with the Forest. I'm going to go with Commune, because I'm going to turn it into something that can't be discarded. Just get that out of the way. The Field of Ruin is possibly going to ruin our chances, but now we got Stomping Ground. Now we go Sylvan to grab Castle Garenbrig. And we see if they use that Field of Ruin. They didn't play Waste Not. Maybe they held up that mana to... Okay, well, Archdruid's Charm is going away. That is the only thing they can discard. But at the moment, we have basically all the mana we need. We do have to keep in mind that Field of Ruin, though. Sunken Citadel, for sure. Hopefully, Field of Ruin... Okay, fine. Don't go Field of Ruin. I was hoping to draw out the Field of Ruin to take out Sunken Citadel. Regisaur Alpha, definitely. Again, Palani's Hatcher is 3 bodies in 1, where Regisaur Alpha is... Now we gotta go Cavern of Souls, 100%. We have to preserve Castle Garenbrig. If we don't play it, they can't destroy it. We'll see. Next turn, potentially I can go with Tyrranax Rex, so that is really what I'm looking for. Okay, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. Now the great thing is, they have to block with Shieldred to save Liliana, and I bet they want to save Liliana. So we'll see how that goes. Do it. Oh, I like the looks of that. I guess maybe they have Shieldred's Edict or something like that. Sadly, taking out Castle Garenbrig, but I got Tyrranax Rex down. They will get a Swamp untapped, and they will have 2 to potentially go with Shieldred's Edict, but at the very least I can still play Palani's Hatcher next turn. Okay. Thought sees away one of the 3 Hatchers. You know what I like to do? I like to just kill her. There you go. See you later. Don't ask questions. Hopefully that helped. At the very least, they're gaining less life. Fine. Do it. Okay. Maybe they have a fatal push. They take out the 1 dinosaur token. But I do think we're in a pretty good position. Hopefully they don't have another extinction event. Actla's odds to... Well, that's not really going to do the trick. It does have lifelink 4/4, but we should be hitting him with enough damage to get the job done, I would imagine. Five, yeah. No time for math. Okay, good. Phew. I persevered, as I mentioned, against Mono Black Waste Not. Hopefully, I can pick up the win in game 1 like I did there, and then we bring in Leyline of Sanctity, and yeah, again, trimming Surrak and Goreclaw, the 3 copies of that, and the 1 Spinewoods to free up the space for the 4 of those. There we go, pretty simple, straightforward. The Surrak and Goreclaw and the Spinewoods Armadillo, those 4 things kind of just generally helping. Certainly helping more than Leyline of Sanctity, which oftentimes would do nothing in a lot of matchups. Yeah. Okay. Oh boy, the Nightly Mono Black Waste Not. Perhaps about to be wasted. Completely. Yeah, nah, 1 mulligan. Okay, we got it. Yep, that I think is a keep. There's no Commune, no Sylvan Scrying, no Archdruid's Charm at all, but I think it's worth it. Carnage to the bottom. We might really appreciate the haste potential of Tyrranax Rex. Another Ghalta Stampede Tyrant. It happens. You want 4 copies of pretty much the best thing you can do. Maybe Field of Ruin will be used to take out Stomping Ground. That wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Cavern of Souls as well. Hopefully they take out Cavern. That would actually help us. It would actually be quite hilarious, because then we would get our 3rd source of green. Okay. Okay. Oh boy. Oh boy. Actually, I'm... Oh nuts. I'm going to discard a Leyline. Oh, ugh. This is wacky. Hopefully I don't draw my 4th copy. Oh, look at that go blank. The poor dead go blank. Completely useless. I love it. Keep making me discard my copies of Ghalta Stampede Tyrant. Yes. Oh, you did not just do that. Thank you. Thank you. Oh. Oh, man. Oh, exactly what I said I hoped would happen. Alrighty. Bing, bang, boom. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. It's like it was pre-recorded. It's not pre-recorded, but it's like it was. Oh, now we're in the clear, I hope. We can make 6 with the stuff I have out. Hopefully. Cross your fingers they don't have another Field of Ruin or a Demolition Field, but oftentimes they have a pretty heavy mixture of that stuff. Okay. Keep getting rid. Oh, look at that. Poor Thoughtseize. Oh. Now the question becomes, will they have you-know-what? We're about to find out. No Shielder's Edict, but I do expect that to be coming down for 2 instant. Hey, that's how it goes. We had to draw it out at some point. They will -6 to separate the stuff we have into piles. I would imagine that that is gonna... I forgot. How did I forget this? This is why that opponent didn't do it before. We hose Liliana. I always talk about the -2, but they don't often get to the -6. It blanks the -6. Separate all permanents. Target player controls. They can't target us with the ultimate. They can't target us with the -2. There you go. What more could you possibly ask for? Oh my goodness. That's a basically useless planeswalker. Completely. The only thing they can do is +1, and I have no cards. Good. Get wasted. Ooh, ouch. What you gonna do? That was a fantastic thing. That, a couple nights ago, some of us were wondering, why didn't the Liliana -6, why didn't they ultimate? Did they forget? Why did they uptick? That is why. Okay, Leyline of Sanctity. If you guys are having trouble against mono black waste, doesn't matter what colors you're in. Just put Leyline of Sanctity in the sideboard. It's not crazy because it makes this deck not that scary. Completely blanks pretty much everything it could possibly do. Liliana, if you have no cards in hand, it's a useless card. The -2, they can't target you. And the ultimate, they can't target you. And then the Duresses and the Thought Seizes and the Go Blanks and Invoke Despair for 5. Target opponent, can't target us. Blot out. Target opponent sacrifices a permanent or a creature with the greatest power or mana value. They can't target you. Target. What is the counter of that? You having hexproof. That game, that match right there is proof of how amazing that can be, and why I will continue to use it in the 75. It might not always be in the main, but it is a pain to the opponent's disdain and my gain. And we'll leave it there for tonight. That was about the best nightcap I could possibly ask for. So take a big bite out of that like button. Have a good rest of your time zone. Get some good rest wherever it is, whenever it is. And I'll see you next time. Peace. Have a good one.